I'm Mike from Rock and Load. We're at Hard Rock Hell, and I've got the pleasure today of talking to Chris from Scorpion Child. Thank you. To us, man. Cheers.
Hey, how are you?
You've just come off the back of a UK tour with Crowbots and Buffalo Summer,
Yep.
two other amazing bands.
Yes.
How did the tour come about with the two guys? Are they on the same label as you, or did you know them already?
Yeah, well, the Crowbot guys, we know those guys from the States. We've toured with them in the States, and I believe they're on Nuclear Blast, Europe.
Yeah.
I think they have a different label in the U.S., something weird, but
Right.
and we met the Buffalo Summer guys last year when we did the Lords of the Rift tour with Monster Truck. So, great bands, great dudes, having a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Has the tour now finished, or is
No,
more dates to come?
we still have a couple more dates left in the UK after today, and then we drop down and do a leg in mainland Europe, and then I think that's a couple weeks long, and then we come back up and we finish up with a few shows here in the UK.
It's a long tour then, isn't it?
Yeah, it's I think it was like 26 shows or something like that.
Yeah.
In 32 days.
Are you back home for Christmas, or have you got more dates before then?
Yeah, we'll be home before Christmas, and then we'll kind of, obviously we'll take a little break over the holidays, be a short break, and then I believe the album comes out in February.
That's one of my next questions. You
Yes.
just beat me to it, so we'll talk about that now.
Yes, yes. So the first single just came out. She Sings, I Kill.
Yeah.
And then the full length is due out, I believe, in February, and then it's gonna be
So,
Whirlwind
the new
after that.
single, She Sings, I Kill, a very interesting song title. Can
Yes.
you tell us how that came about?
Yeah, I'm not really the lyric man of the band, but it's the whole album tells a story,
Right.
And part of that story is it opens with "She Sings, I Kill." So I think it's something that the fans will definitely have fun kind of diving into and trying to decipher
forward to hearing
Aaron's
that.
lyrics and what he's actually talking about. And
Well, I've seen
that
the
sort of
lyric
thing.
video for it, and it just doesn't make any sense on its own whatsoever, which is why I asked
Yep.
you what it was
Yep.
about. So when you hear it in the whole
I think when
concept of
you
the
hear
album,
in the context with the whole album, I think it'll make a little more sense, lyrically, anyways.
Yeah. You're playing the main stage today at
Yes.
Hard Rock Hell, just before the legends that are Halloween
Yes.
and UFO.
Amazing.
Have both bands had an influence on Scorpion Child as a band?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, UFO is one of our biggest influences.
Right.
Phenomenon. I mean, that's one of the all-time great records.
Yeah.
And I think, it's just it's an honor to be able to share the stage with that caliber.
Will you be hanging around to see them both?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Excellent. You've played many festivals
Mm-hmm.
over the years as well. Which has been the biggest that you've played, and which has been the most memorable?
Well, last summer we did. Well, not this past summer. The summer before we did Hellfest.
Yeah.
And that was that Hellfest and Grass Pop were probably the two. Those were probably the two biggest. I don't know that they were necessarily they were pretty memorable, but I think Hellfest was kind of an eye-opener for the band because we went on so early. I think we went on at like 11:40 in the morning, and we weren't expecting the crowd that was in attendance, and to see that many people there to see your band at before it's noon, and that was a special.
Do festivals in the States not start that early?
They do. Some of them do, but I think that was a question I had earlier, and I think the difference. I think over here there's a better appreciation for music and art in general than there is in the States, and I think that you can point the fingers a lot of places, but I think in the U.S. one thing that I've noticed is in our educational system, the first thing that always gets cut out of school budgets are music and those types of things. And I think that's I think that's a very negative thing that takes place. That I think
have a knock-on effect. Can't
yeah,
it?
I think
Appreciation
exactly, and I think it kind of dumbs down the the sense of I find it here. It's interesting that talking to fans after shows about obscure bands and different things, and just that kind of community, and that's something that kind of lacks in the States. I think just in general, the people, the overconsumption and what's shoved down your throat, and this is what's cool, or this is what you should like, and so I think that it kind of gets watered down in that aspect. And the other thing over here that's great is the brutal honesty of it, and some we've definitely had gigs where it's like okay, duly noted. No, won't make that mistake again. But it's good. It's I think as a band, it's good to be able to play. Being a band from Texas and being able to come all over the world and play our music and in front of different people, and just having those moments. I think one of the most memorable times I've had wasn't even at a festival. It was the first time we were in Copenhagen. We played a small club, maybe 150 cap room, and it was packed. And just the energy of the people, and while we were playing, kids jumping off the stage and just having a great time. And it was kind of surreal to look around, and know that these people I'm connecting with, that I can't even speak their language, but yeah, we're connecting and bonding, and and having a good time. And I think that's what it's all about.
Yeah,
anyways,
absolutely. Scorpion Child have been around for a long time. Is it 2007, the formation? So in the early days, was it just gigging around Austin or around Texas in general?
Yeah. It took a little while. The band's been through a lot of lineup changes, and we've had a lot of
in the last 18 months, there's been
we just since the last record, we basically have a whole new rhythm section and a keyboard player now. So it's definitely evolved. I think that and that's the one thing that has been consistent through the whole thing is we've always evolved, and I think that's something that this band's there's been a lot of roadblocks and obstacles put in our way, but each time we kind of land on our feet, and bigger and stronger than we were before. And I think this record's a testament to that too.
Has it only been since the release of the self-titled debut album? It's 2013, wasn't it? It came out. Has it only been since then that you've gone further afield? Or did you tour Europe before then?
No. We that was the first. On that first record, I believe we did 3. Yeah, I think we did three tours over here. Yeah. This is our 4th. So it's and I know this next year there's going to be a lot more. So
So you feel like you've toured the album enough now in the last couple of years. It's ready for people to experience the new stage in Scorpion Child.
I think so. I think we're really excited about this new record and the new lineup. We've got.
Has the whole new line? Sorry, interrupted. The new lineup recorded the whole of the new album.
Yes. Yeah. So the guys on stage now are the guys that we went in the studio with on this record. We've got me and Aaron still from the first record, and then we have AJ Vincent now on keyboards, Alec Padron on bass, and John Rice on drums. So.
How did you find the new guys? Were they in bands that you knew already, or?
Yeah, it's kind of a weird thing. So John, we met on Mayhem Fest a couple years ago, and when we parted ways with our old drummer, we called him up, which is kind of funny because he's a death metal drummer, right. And we're not a death metal band, but it works, and he definitely has a very good rock feel, and so. We got him on board, and then we got Alec. He was a friend of Aaron and I's back in Austin, and he's played in a bunch of bands. He's a great bass player, one of the best bass players in town. And when we needed a bass player, we hit him up, and he jumped all over it. Yeah, and he came over, and we blew right through all the songs and went and had beers and
Excellent.
That's how that went down. So.
Excellent. Are you going to be playing any of the new material today?
Yeah. I think tonight the set's going to be about 50-50 new and
Right,
old.
cool.
So yeah, you'll
Forward
definitely
to
get
seeing that
definitely get a taste of the new stuff. I think we're gonna kick off the set with I think 3 new songs right off the bat. So,
Really?
Yeah. So
I love the first album, so I look forward to hearing the new stuff as well.
Yeah. So I think it's about a half and half.
Obviously, I've heard the single, which it's more or less it's along the same lines, isn't it, as the first album?
Yep.
So,
We actually recorded "She Sings" on the first
did you?
record.
So that's why
However, we re-recorded it for this record because with the new lineup and everything, that song just evolved and it needed it. I think we were never happy with the way the song came out from the first session. So,
Right.
but we knew the song had potential and was a good song. And
Yeah.
didn't want to necessarily can the
It is a
song.
great
So, and I think this rendition of it, it finally had got its due
Happy with
justice.
it.
So,
Excellent.
Yeah.
You mentioned earlier on that you're talking to fans after the shows of the UK about unusual bands that you all like. If you could choose a festival lineup with yourselves slap bang in the middle, you got two support acts, two headline acts after you. I'd even choose one.
Well,
one of each.
Well, definitely,
If you like unusual bands, who would they be?
Well, definitely well, of course, the bands I would choose are bands that are either defunct or members are
Okay,
dead
you can
now.
bring them back to life. Yeah. Resurrect.
But for instance, Cactus is one of my biggest
Right.
influences. Cactus. I would say probably even the first lineup of Fastway.
Really?
That would be
Yeah.
that would be another one. I think that's the thing. Our band, our influences kind of span kind of a lot of different. I like the hard edged '70s bands, but then I also like some of the more poppy '70s bands too. And I think that's apparent in our music too. We're definitely a hard, heavy band, but we have an element of pop to us.
Yeah.
There's definitely there's hooks. There's and I think that's from listening to bands like Status Quo and Fastway and that kind of.
So would we have Quo on the lineup as well?
I would definitely throw Quo on the lineup.
Excellent.
I mean, why not?
I didn't expect that. But yeah, excellent.
Actually, when we did this record, Frenchie, the producer, we had a long discussion about tones and like the Pile Driver era Quo records.
Yeah.
We kind of went for that real loud aggressive guitar, but not heavily distorted, and just real power, and just kind of right in your face, and that's that was a big influence on this record.
Excellent. I mean, it is amazing the influence that old Frantic 4 era Status Quo had on a lot of young bands these days.
Yeah, and I mean, the list goes on. Probably Captain Beyond. I mean, I would throw them on there in a heartbeat. But all those kind of bands, they had that certain element of, there was a riff, but there was a hook, and some experimentation too.
Yeah.
Keep it interesting.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much, Chris. It's been a pleasure
Absolutely.
talking to you. Good luck with your set
Cheers.
tonight. And hopefully next year we'll get to see you again and when the new album's
Absolutely.
released. Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure. Thank
Thanks,
you.
guys.